So we have new picture of Man of Steel Henry Cavill costume, which is like the little picture over there. I'm gonna put it on the bigger screen, of course, because before that we had this picture again from Henry Cavill. And I don't know what's the fascination of Zack Snyder to film everything in black and white,
It's art.
but he does. He does have a fascination with that. So, first of all, because we haven't talked about the black and white picture, I'm gonna say, oh boy, this is amazing. Of course, this is from the Smallville fight scene. So technically,
Smallville.
Smallville,
Oh yeah, well, it was in
yeah.
Smallville. Yes, exactly.
So technically, we have seen a version of this picture. It's just not exactly that, but okay. I mean, it's another picture that Zach is trying to, well, prompt us to be excited, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the other picture is never be so, never be so.
Never before seen.
And the other picture, and the other pictures never be. Jesus Christ, man!
You cut that out.
Yes.
And the other photo.
And the other photo is never before seen. Picture, it's a test costume actually for Man of Steel. So I'm gonna make this bigger, like this. Oh, he's so handsome and cute and super
And,
young here.
isn't it sad when actually your test costume looks way better than the official costume of Superman 2025?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Right.
there's this line for the shoulder that goes straight to the bicep, which is pretty damn cool. It's a bit more alien that we used to, so basically they decided to, clean it out and whatever. But now we have an article from Cosmic Book News. So we're gonna take a look at the article. I'm gonna remove the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we go. So, Tsunami, read the article.
Zack Snyder shares early Henry Cavill Superman costume test from Man of Steel. Zack Snyder has shared yet another image, a new image of Henry Cavill as Superman, this time revealing an early Man of Steel costume test taken before the suit was finalized. Posting the black and white photo to Instagram, Snyder explained, quote, "Before the suit was finalized, an early Man of Steel costume test shot on 4x5 black and white Polaroid. The image shows Cavill in a stripped-down, prototype version of the Superman suit, highlighting the texture and emblem work that would later be refined for the final film. A rare look at Superman before the final suit. The newly released image offers fans a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse into the development of Superman's look for Man of Steel. Costumes tests like this are typically never seen publicly, making the post one of the more revealing pieces from Snyder's recent wave of DC-era content. The stark lighting and classic Polaroid format underlines Snyder's grounded, mythic approach to the character, long before visual effects and color grading were applied. Snyder previously said he looks forward to working with Cavill again. The post also follows an earlier Snyder upload in which the filmmaker shared another Henry Cavill Superman image and commented that he looks forward to working more with the actor. That remark immediately caught fans' attention, especially amid ongoing speculation surrounding Warner Brothers Discovery's future and the possibility of major changes tied to a potential sale. While no project has been announced, Snyder's repeated focus on Cavill, paired with comments about collaborating again, has kept interest high. Snyder's Superman post continues to draw attention. Between new Man of Steel material, Justice League throwbacks, and now early costume tests, Snyder's recent activity has been almost entirely centered on Superman. Each new post adds context to his original vision and keeps Cavill's portrayal at the center of the conversation. End article.
Yay!
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's nothing a lot. I mean, there's not a ton of things that you can say about this. What is clear here is that we have just amazing pictures that Zack Snyder actually took great pleasure and artistry to create, because like no other director really cares that much.
Yeah.
But he cares so much about, Superman, how he's portraying him. And like the attention to detail is amazing, and this again proves our point, back when we covered the new Superman 2025, because a lot of people screamed to the very high end pitch squeals possibilities of their voices. That's very funny.
Mm.
That what we see on the screen is not gonna be as bad as what we will see in the final product of Superman 2025, because the behind the scenes pictures were so bad and the costume was so loose. And then, when we actually saw the movie, we saw that some of that folds are actually digitally
Yeah.
removed, and there is a version of the costume that is tighter, but overall the costume does look, well,
Overall, the
horrible.
design sucks. That's the design of a uniform. It's not a tight-fitting suit or anything. Sorry, that's why it looks horrible. No matter who you put in the suit, even if you put Henry Cavill in that suit, it will still look horrible. Just the design is horrible. This here, what we see actually even as a test photo, it reminds me even more of actually the design of the new 52 suit. That had again like shoulders and lines and things like that. And actually, people like that suit when it was first released in a comic book form. So to me, this is a clear. It's like Zack Snyder doing like a great Hadouken, Kamehameha, something, One Punch Man punch to James Gunn to say, hey, even black and white Polaroid that I took looks better than any promotional material you put out there of your Superman.
Any at all.
No matter what we saw, what he's releasing, when it was also officially released for Man of Steel, everything looks better.
I mean,
Everything.
the costume
Yeah.
fits no matter if it has special effects added or not. And when you see the behind the scenes of Man of Steel or BVS, you see that the costume looks exactly the same with no filters added. It's just that they do add the cape in some shots, which is normal. This is basically a default technique in filming when filming capes. So that is absolutely relevant to the point of the quality of the costume in real life and on screen. So case in point.
Exactly.
But yeah, Tsunami, tell us what you think about this.
Nah, it's great. I love the additional teases going out there. I like the not so cleverly concealed shots at each other that they're taking, and James Gunn's getting pummeled, and that's kind of a good thing. So yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, I mean, I think this is epic, and we're actually getting rewarded. We are getting rewarded for being great fans of what Zack achieved, because we actually see the meaning behind a lot of the things that happened in those movies, although they're not perfect. And the studio had their hand in them, and they created BVS when they weren't supposed to, and all of those things happened. But Zack at least did whatever he could with what he had to do.
With what he had to do and all the movies that actually he made, you can see the quality of it. Yeah, not everything from the from that DCU was okay. Which, let's not forget that they weren't directed by him, but he didn't tuck his PP, let's say, like James Gunn in everything. This is not just oh no, just copy my movie, although it's not directed by me. And it's really weird that
no, he wasn't the boss of the studio. He was just the director as hired.
And it's really weird how there are Gun fans out there who keep saying, well, all the DCU then failed because of Zack Snyder. But now they're saying, don't worry about the other movies from the DCU, because if you didn't like what James Gunn has done with Superman, don't worry. The other movies are not directed or written by him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's no point to speak when they are barking, so...
We're going to kill it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone will roll down the stairs again.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it's totally different story with James Gunn and Zack. Zack had the creative freedom. The freaking James Gunn has everything because he's the freaking boss. So he can do whatever he wants, and I don't think that Peter Safran cares that much or understands what's happening.
No.
Those are not guys that are superhero aficionado representatives. They're not fans. And just the other day, actually, Zack Snyder said something ridiculous, which we're gonna address as well. Actually, we have to address that. I totally forgot about that, but we have to address. So tell us what you think in the comments, guys, and we're gonna cover as much as possible about this. Now, Now, guys,
Now then, yeah.
it's time for the super chats because when we are trying to deliver the news, if we keep breaking and saying hi and the super chats, this is gonna totally destroy future video. I have to go through it, and it's gonna take so
And
much
then
time.
we address the other things. Yes.
So I'm waiting for us to be finished with each coverage of each topic so I can address the super chats. So this is absolutely amazing. So Valkyria Winter, first member for 2 months. He says, Merry Christmas to all. Wish you all great Christmas. A Happy New Year too. Keep gaming, keep being great. And Skull.
For the All Father.
For the old father. Thank you so much, Valkyria Winter. Thank you so. And actually, because we do have a Warhammer topic about the Space Wolves later.
Aye.
And that's kind of like in your domain in terms of, well,
So stay
Space
tuned,
Wolves,
yeah.
Vikings. We're going to talk about what happened there in Warhammer. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
Merry Kingsmas.
Merry Christmas. And now, absolutely legendary, super shocking.
Yeah, I was going to mess up my lines there, Clayton.
Yeah, I
you
was
know,
like-
I just saw that.
I was like, what happened? Amazing, dear
Amazing,
Clayton.
Clayton. Amazing as always.
So, dear Clayton, for the 1000 Tsar, which is 100 level,
100 level.
thank you so much. Thank you. So, dear Clayton says, so to start off the epic stream, I wanted to thank the Empress and dear Slogan for all their efforts of the past year, always being objective and bringing us the latest superhero news, and of course, for all of the fun times and gaming streams.
Hail.
Thank you, dear
Amazing
Clayton.
superhero, Clayton, yeah.
Now, Wonder Woman salute. I can't do it, but I'll do it. Most muscular. 40k salute. And V-taper. Okay, come on. I'm gonna get it. Yee. And V-taper. Yes. Ooh. I'm so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And now, with my small waist and everything. And now, the knighting of Sir Dear Clayton, Primarch of the Imperium. I knight you, Sir Dear Clayton.
Sorry, dear Clayton.
Yes. That is his code name.
What was
Sir.
his
Yes, I-
Primarch name actually? He had a
Primarch.
right? In the group that you had
Yes. It was something amazing.
when Ivy was a Valiant.
Aurelian.
What was
I'm
Clayton?
not sure. I mean, I'm not sure by this point.
Clayton, what was your Primarch
I
name
don't
there?
remember changing Clayton's name, actually.
I know he had
Well,
I
it's
forget.
very hard to change his name to a Primarch name. But dear Clayton, let me know. Let me know
Yeah,
if
what was it? Yeah.
if because that was like 3-4 years ago. I'm not sure what we did there. So
Claudius.
Claudius.
Yes, exactly.
Claudius.
Claudius.
Yes.
Primarch Claudius. Hey, come on, Claudius. Come on.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Hail to Truth and
Hail to-
amazing stuff from Cornet Gains. What's going on for the
Hey.
2 Australian dollar? Thank you so much. I'm so happy that
mate.
you're here. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here live. Yeah, we are talking about Warhammer later, so I hope that you can stick around for that. If not, I'm gonna cut it out in the video this week, so at least we're gonna have it. So, Wonder Woman suit for you too, fellow super amazing guy. If you guys never seen like a real life Stardy, that's him.
Yeah, that's him indeed. Yeah.
He is so buff.
Also one of the proofs that people like that exist. So here we go. Clayton also is a proof that you can work all day and having a normal life and still have time to train, eat healthy, and look amazing.
Yeah.
So here we go. We
yeah.
do have many proofs for that here. We
Clayton
are
is
disproving
shredded.
all the journals and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Absolutely awesome and
yeah.
shredded.
And also, yes, Truth says, stop spreading heresy, Logan. It's Empressmas. Yes. Empressmas, yeah.
Empress
Not
month.
Kingsmas, sorry, indeed.
Yeah,
Empressmas. Yes.
Okay, going to the comments real quick. Empressmas slogan stuff. Yeah, I read that. Cornegate says, got to me up 2 a.m. for work. Oh my gosh, so sorry.
Oh boy.
I miss it, but I'll watch it tomorrow. Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you for still supporting and being here. Thank you so. So definitely check his channel. He has great Warhammer stuff, and he is super mega jack, like more jack than almost every guy in Hollywood ever was, actually.
Yeah.
So
Lenny
yeah.
is surprised by the Arnold noises. Is that the first time, Lenny, you hear the Arnold noises here? Oh, Tsunami, we gotta do it. Okay, come on, Tsunami. Come on. It's double time, go.
It's double time. Meow.
Here, oh man, Merry
What's the matter?
Christmas.
Can't you see me? I'm right here. Do it
Let's hear
now.
some Austrian Christmas songs now. You got this. Look
I'm
at
the
that
party
pump.
pooper. It's
Amazing.
not a tumor.
Here we go. Put that cookie down for disgusting. Who says udribre?
Udribre, hey, disgusting
Exactly.
over on the gaming channel. Thank
Hey
you
Vic,
so
you
much.
said you used to be a comedian, Vic Martino. Have you ever done like impersonations and stuff like that? Or that would be amazing. Cool.
Yeah.
It really is Empress Mas, but we gotta move on.
We have to
don't
move
we?
on, guys. We have news. Hey, Skano, Heo, and
Hey,
once
Kano.
again, dear Clayton, this is absolutely legendary.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the
No.
imperium. Thank you. I'm gonna thank you more later, so more thanks to come. Okay, so we have 2 more superhero news to cover, and let's go. James Gunn, Superman, and Brainiac. Why this will further split DC fans? So apparently Brainiac has been cast, and this casting is very weird because the guy is a actor that nobody freaking knows. He's a European guy, it seems, and this seems to be also tied to budget restraints. So James Gunn just wants basically an actor that is good, because I'm sure this guy is good, but in the same time he wants to not spend much money for famous actors. So let's just read this very quick.
James Gunn has officially confirmed Lars Eidinger as Brainiac, the main villain of Man of Tomorrow. And while the character is one of Superman's most iconic foes, the decision should be raising red flags among DC fans, not because of Brainiac himself, but because of how Gunn is likely to use him. Brainiac fits Gunn's ideological storytelling. Brainiac isn't just a physical threat, he's a cold, calculating authority figure who believes logic outweighs emotion and tradition. That makes him an easy vehicle for Gunn's familiar themes. Elite systems are corrupt, institutions are dangerous, and those in power cannot be trusted. Rather than being a straight sci-fi menace, Brainiac is positioned to represent technocratic control, cultural erasure, and quote-unquote knowing better than entire civilization. That matches the way Gunn has been telling stories across the DCU so far. Superman as commentary, not myth. Brainiac as symbolism, not mythology. Classic Superman stories usually place Brainiac at the center of a clear conflict: preservation versus destruction, legacy versus domination. Brainiac threatens history, culture, and life itself, while Superman fights to protect what came before and what still matters. Under James Gunn, that conflict is likely to be reframed as commentary rather than myth. Krypton reframed as flawed, not tragic. Instead of Krypton being a noble civilization lost to tragedy, expect its legacy to continue to be portrayed as flawed, outdated, and disposable. Superman is shown turning away from his family heritage and focusing more on his own choices and feelings than on the values passed down to him. Jor-El and the rejection of legacy. Gunn has already shown this approach with his portrayal of Jor-El in Superman, which sparked major backlash from fans. It will likely continue in Supergirl. Rather than being depicted as a wise and noble figure, Jor-El was shown as cold and part of a broken system. The Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic depicts Jor-El as a loon. That choice made Krypton feel less tragic and more like something that deserved to be left behind. What this means with Brainiac. With Brainiac now confirmed as the villain, fans should expect that trend to continue. Brainiac's role could further reinforce the idea that Krypton's legacy is a problem to be rejected, not something worth preserving. Ask yourself further, how did Gunn portray Ma and Pa Kent? Why longtime should be pushing back. For longtime fans who see Superman as a hero built on timeless values, passed down from both Krypton and the Kents, this approach feels less like Superman and more like modern messaging wearing a cape. The message is loud and clear. Family and where you came from are treated as unimportant or downright a liability, and Superman is encouraged to leave that behind and start over. The message aligns closely with modern progressive themes that prioritize self-defined identity over family, heritage, and inherited values. A sharp break from what Superman has traditionally stood for. We just saw it in Disney's Predator Badlands and in Sony's 28 Years Later, it's woke indoctrination. Why this will divide the fan base. Brainiac should be an easy win. He's visually striking, intellectually intimidating, and central to Superman lore. But Gunn's track record suggests goofy humor, undercutting tension, authority figures painted as villains, Trump, and heavy thematic layering that overshadows straightforward storytelling. Gunn has even said that he personally relates to Lex Luthor more than to Superman, which obviously implies that Lex might just be that quote-unquote man of tomorrow and not Superman. Fans who like Gunn's divisive takes on Peacemaker and Creature Commandos will probably welcome this take. Fans hoping for a serious, reverent Superman story likely won't. It includes a large international audience that places strong value on heritage and tradition, an audience that does not turn out for Gunn's DCU. Brainiac isn't the issue. The creative filter is. And with Man of Tomorrow, that filter looks set to split DC fans even further. But that's the entire reason behind Gunn's DCU. End article.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I know that this guy that writes these articles, Matt,
Yeah.
he is, of course, a guy that's very overtime conditioned by everything that is happening, but rightfully so. So in this case, and what we know, this is very much based on reality that James Gunn is creating in his movies.
Pretty
So
much, yeah.
I wouldn't say that he would be wrong because everything points that he will be right. I mean, everything that James Gunn is doing is exactly indoctrination. He presents Superman as the pissed off righteous guy that everybody just walks on.
Yeah, he's so naive and he sees good in everyone, but only Supergirl sees the truth. You know, he
So
can't penetrate
he's
it.
like, I mean, Superman is like the representation of the right politically.
Yeah.
And everything else is the representation of the left, and everything else is walking over him. So
Yeah.
that's kind of I mean, yeah, it seems that this is actually the case.
Exactly, and you know, and Krypton is this horrible place
Yeah.
that apparently people there were douchebags.
It seems like James Gunn just wants to make Superman the sacrificial lamb because he hates him so much.
Yeah.
He does.
He does, yeah.
hate
He
him.
does hate what he represents. You know that's why there is no more justice, true justice in the American way.
Yeah.
Because he represents exactly
It's
that.
whatever.
And I mean,
As you know.
it's whatever, yes, we know. And for Gunn to say that he relates more to Lex Luthor, just sad, you know.
Well, at
How-
least
how
he
can
admits
you-
that he's a freaking villain in his head.
Yeah, exactly. How can you relate more to him? That's a villain right there. It's not a misunderstood guy or just a businessman who is doing stuff. No, that's a villain right there. It's egocentric guy who
just killed a man in cold blood,
killed
like
a
right
man
in
in
front
cold
of
blood,
Superman.
did all sorts of other crime, in comic books, and it's always mostly because he cannot take that somebody like Superman more, because he's actually the real hero, and Lex cannot stand with that.
Yeah.
How can an animated show give us a great version of Lex Luthor, but the movies cannot? It's beyond
Yeah,
me.
Lex Luthor in animated form is
and
perfect.
and also
He's not a whiny guy. He's not
no,
complaining
no,
all the time.
no.
He's just a man's man that's just
Yeah,
evil.
it's menacing. He was even he had that Mercy Graves, his like a chauffeur bodyguard and stuff like that, who she loved, but he didn't. And there was even an episode in which she saved him. Then she was in trouble. He looked at her and he ran away. And he said, "Man, that's cold. How can Superman and Superman saved her, and she understood that, and she saw the good in him, and that she's doing a mistake with Lex." And I say, and okay, and you look at this guy who just cold-blooded left her there. She loves him. He left her there to die, and it's not because he knew that Superman will save her. Man, he didn't care. You can see in that perfectly drawn face there that he didn't care. And how can you look at that guy and tell me, well, there is still good at him? Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
no.
that's, I mean, psychopath.
Absolute
Psychopath.
absolute one in animated form there, as it should be. But about Brainiac now, he might be used exactly the way that Matt is saying in the article, or what I think also will happen is he's going to be a lame, goofy idiot, much like what James Gunn has done in Guardians of the Galaxy to this villain, the High Evolutionary, who it's supposed to be. It's kind of like not exactly Marvel's Brainiac, but it's very close to that, let's say. in
Marvel's
terms of
Brainiac.
yeah, well,
Interesting.
it's like a version of that, you know.
But this picture, it looks exactly like Lex Luthor right there.
Right, exactly.
That guy's gonna be perfect for Lex Luthor.
Well, you know, because originally the original design of Brainiac, who was looking like a bald guy before he puts those things on his head, but in the green color, it was inspired by early Lex Luthor, who was just a mad scientist, you know, who was bald. So most of those villains were inspired by one image anyway.
Yeah.
But I think he made the high evolutionary goofy idiot in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Maybe he'll do that with Brainiac. I don't know which version he'll go. I think that, and maybe if we had Man of Steel 2 and supposedly that was supposed to be the villain, actually maybe they would go for the animated version, which is that AI that came from Krypton. That makes sense. That's again a way better version than any comic books, actually, to make him the AI of Krypton, who knew what was going to happen but said, nah, nah, I'm just running away here and collect all the info and then come to different worlds and collect the info and destroy them. And that's great. And you give him connection with Superman. I don't know if they go with that. Maybe they'll decide that's the goofy villain who just flies around and collects the data.
I'll tell you one thing,
Yeah.
You know what's the bottom line?
Yeah.
The bottom
want
line
it to
is
be
that
dumb?
nobody fucking cares,
Yeah.
excuse my language,
Yeah.
because they already ruined Superman. They will ruin Supergirl. I mean, he's already ruining Supergirl just by picking the story from the comic books that nobody cares about, that presents Superman like a piece of trash, that eventually is gonna rise up and fight. I don't care. You already ruined her. That's not the point of her.
already
That's not
ruined
the
her,
struggle
exactly,
that you wanna
yeah.
present with a hero like that.
Superman also was supposed to rise up. It was 3 years. He was Superman for 3 freaking years. What was he doing those 3 years?
We didn't see anything.
We didn't see anything. Didn't he rise up? Jesus Christ. No moments of him, being heroic and
No.
just drinking soy milk and complaining about hashtag super shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, if James Gunn only put a freaking cool montage like they did in Fantastic
Fantastic
Four,
Four, yeah.
so we can see what Superman did for those 3 years, this will make the movie at least much better, because you're gonna see Superman being triumphant for a bit.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen that. So he deliberately skips everything that makes him Superman. And at the end, he just presents him, like at the very end of the movie, he just says, Lois, like Miss Lois. And that's the only Superman,
That's the only Superman
moment that we
yeah.
saw in the whole freaking movie, when he said Lois.
I'm sure that at this moment, Gunn turned his back and said, "I'm going to the toilet," and everybody said, "Let's shoot it now! Shoot the scene now, so that we actually have a real Superman. He's not here." Jesus Christ! And
So anyway, I don't care who this actor is.
No.
I don't care what's happening in the movie.
Doesn't
This is
matter.
not Superman for me anyway, so I don't care. I just don't care anymore.
No,
I'm gonna care when we eventually
No.
have a real Superman somehow, some way.
I always
Hopefully.
wanted to see a good Brainiac on a big screen, but I already have a good Brainiac on small screen from the animated show. They have done several Brainiacs in some of the other shows. I mean, there was Brainiac, I think, in Superman and Lois there was a version. In Smallville there was a version. In what was it? I think in with the one with Dean Cain they didn't have one, but in freaking Krypton, the show about his grandfather who nobody watched, there was Brainiac there, and everybody was like, "Oh, there is Wobo and his ass there, and Brainiac," and they say, "Man, who cares about that show? It's about his freaking grandfather."
Yeah.
But
who
anyway,
cares?
much like us, I don't care about that movie. I don't care about Brainiac, as you said, because they already ruined Superman. Why would we care? Even if you put Brainiac, Mongo, and Darkseid in one movie together and say this is a triple threat movie, you say,
Yeah.
who is going to fight them? Your soy boy over there with the big trunks?
Yeah.
eh.
It's like, what? I'm absolutely jaded about this
Yeah.
at this point. I mean, we are covering the news, but
Yeah.
we don't care anymore.
No,
So
no.
that's exactly how
I mean,
it is.
he's going
because
to put his boot on.
we know that he's gonna bend over all the freaking characters. James Gunn, that is,
He's going to bend them over.
and he's gonna
Yeah.
have them very,
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
very brutally.
Yeah.
So we know that.
But by the way, just to say about the quality of everything, 'cause there was in the article that for the people who liked Creature Commandos and Peacemaker, Creature Commandos actually was a couple of days ago was dumped. The whole season was dumped on YouTube for free.
Yeah, because nobody wants
From
to see it.
HBO Max. That should tell you something. Yeah,
They're
that should
trying
tell
to
you
make some
something.
money of views at least, right?
And even for free, I ain't watching that.
No,
you know.
we're not gonna watch, especially our Bulgarian actress trying to play a very young girl that's supposed to having a sex scene with this old guy,
Jesus Christ.
Rick Flag Sr., who looks
Yeah.
just like James Gunn
And
for
she
some
looks like
reason.
his wife.
And she looks like and there's literally, I mean, they literally made a huge point on Twitter that she had to film, I mean, she had to record the sounds of the sex happening. They made the
well,
news about that. I
high-
mean, James Gunn did.
High
James Gunn
point
did.
in our Academy nominated actress. She was Academy nominated, by the way. So
I mean,
we're
we are very
proud
proud of
that.
her.
Yeah, 'cause that's the biggest success in Bulgaria we all have, and I still have students who don't know about her and tell her, man, at least that. You have to know at least that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, come on, people.
Please, yeah, she's the only Hollywood actress that we have.
Yeah.
Maria Bakalova is her name, by the
Absolutely,
way.
yeah.
That is in Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. She was the dog.
And in three, she's the dog there too. Cosmo. Cosmo.
Cosmo. Oh yes, she's gonna be in the future DC movies. DC something.
Projects.
Projects.
Supposedly.
Yeah, and of course she's the girl from Borat too.
And that's why she was nominated, actually.
And other things that I don't know. I mean, other like horror stuff, whatever it is.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of movies actually, pretty much, yeah, a lot. And then for some reason she went back to Bulgaria and filmed a movie here. I don't know why. I'm like, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
She was at Comic Con too.
Yeah, she was in our Comic Con, but they didn't go because, yeah, I mean, we probably never gonna get to her anyway. But anyway,
No point. Yeah.
Tsunami, sorry, we just went on a super long rant. Logan, please, we have
Yes.
to stop ourselves because we don't have that much time.
Speaking Brainiac, they ruined Brainiac,
We
sorry.
need more time for the other things.
Yes,
Please.
okay, go Tsunami.
Go Tsunami.
Stop us.
Stop us, yeah.
What do I say after all that? But no, I guess the only thing really to say, I think you guys already hit it. James Gunn loathes not only Superman but heroism in general, like those types of grounded characters. And being a Hollywood elite, he's absolutely going to shit on the Midwest upbringing of Clark and Krypton. He's going to take every opportunity to go ahead, shove his fucking political fucking ideology into everything, and absolutely do what he loves best. He's going to try and cuck him at every fucking moment. And it's so hilarious that this person who openly is like a cuckold wants to try and cuckold another side for like political fucking points. He's such a fucking pathetic motherfucker. And well, you guys already said everything else, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, all right. Is there
Yeah.
anything interesting? Okay, before I say that, yeah, guys, definitely comment down below and let us know what you think. Now, is there any interesting in the chat, guys? At least, I mean, sorry, I mixed up all languages. Tsunami.
Are you guys reading chat or am I? Like you guys read chat last time, so I got thrown off.
Sorry
Oh,
about
really?
that. It
Oh,
was
okay.
it was because of the super chats. That's why. That's why. But now you can read it.
Yeah, there's a couple things. Iskano says me looking at Horace using this type of logic. I know he killed millions, but they're as good at him. We see who you're friends with. Jeremiah in the house, what's up? It's just as bad as Disney and Star Wars sequels. Yeah, he's ruining it. We had a great Superman, Mr. Reeves. Agreed.
Mhm.
You should probably put a clock down, says Truth. Okay. Anywho's, over on the superhero channel, Vic, lots of commentary. Sorry, they're having to talk about Gunn. Gunn will have Brainiac having intergalactic orgies. I agree. I'm pretty sure that's going to get thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
Gunn has no morals. Lenny, they're talking to each other. James Gunn has no hope. True, Lenny. I already know that. Fake Superman fan. He doesn't respect Superman. Yes, absolutely. I think it's more than that. I think it's what Empress said. He hates Superman. Like
Yeah.
the mere idea of it.
He
You're
was
so correct,
pretty
Logan. I
open
feel the same
about
way
it
after like
before.
Shock.
So that's why. I mean,
He's like
It's
you know
obvious.
he's like that comic book writer Garth Ennis, the guy who wrote The Boys.
he hates superheroes.
He hates superheroes,
that's
and
why
he
he made
said
it.
it many times, and that's why he made The Boys, the comic, which is way more brutal than the show. The show is actually way better. Uses the idea way better, but yeah, he hates superheroes. That's why he can write. Maybe tonight, maybe you have read his run on The Punisher, Garth Ennis,
Did,
The
yep.
Punisher. Yeah, well, that's okay because he understands that character, but superheroes with powers and stuff like that, no, he said, I hate those guys with their clothes and the capes and everything they stand for. And I say, man, you just lost me as a writer. But anyway.
He's probably inner psychopath
So
himself.
I'm absolutely sure that if James Gunn meets Garth Ennis, just like with Tom King, he say, well, that's my holy trinity here, me, Garth, and Tom. And we shit on all over the superheroes. Yeah.
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 Okay. I see that Furious Dan said that he got a Sonic Crossworld 37 off at $44. That's
Oh,
pretty
nice.
awesome.
And then we can play together.
Yes, but
Some point, yeah.
I mean, so far I'm just super busy.
But
So if
we
there's
got another game here.
yeah, if there's any possibility for us to do like a stream together, I'm gonna let you know. But for
Then
now,
if you see in some weekend afternoon, if you see the Empress allegedly playing, that's my son who I usually bring here to play. But you can invite him. He's okay. He's almost legendary rank, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not me there. So Lord Dragniel is here as well, and True said stuff. You can read them, and then we're gonna continue.
Then we continue.
Truth says Kryptonians are now Saiyans. James Gunn is the Kathleen Kennedy of DC. True. And Lord Dragneel in the house.
Yay. Well, I mean, puppies are barking,
Puppies, yeah.
but we're gonna... Actually, before we move on, something... I'm not sure if this site wrote about the Batman store. I think they did. Let's just take a look at that real quick. I'm putting this in because it's pretty important, and I forgot about it because it was a few days ago, but then we couldn't actually cover it. So we're gonna go and take a look at the Batman thing with James Gunn. And really, where was that? I think it was here somewhere.
Yeah, truth. If we have time, we'll do that too. Because he said he wanted to play with us too.
Oh. Yeah, we see how things are around Christmas. Still have to visit my parents. Still have to buy some of the presents. Actually. By the way, Avatar is doing okay right now. We'll see how the movie's gonna perform later. Maybe he didn't put that here. Let's see, James Gunn. Batman is boring story. Remember that?
Yeah. Didn't he have it within that site?
James Gunn calls Batman his biggest problem in the DC universe. That Park Place. Oh, that Park Place? Yes, here it is from December 18th.
18th, okay.
Tsunami. Because this is very out of left field.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Give me a second.
Alright.
I
But
mean,
you can send it to you.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you. Yeah, it was just a pretty important thing that I missed. So
Shit.
here you go. Let me know if you're ready.
Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So yeah, I can't believe we missed that story.
Yeah.
But it was just like very, like, and yeah.
It was kind of something old he said, but then it turns up again. So
Okay. So I can start talking about it, Tsunami, and then like.
Yeah, it's coming up right now. Oh shit, it went somewhere else. Yeah, you should probably start talking about it. I'm looking it up though.
Okay. So, James Gunn said Batman is boring, claims he has a plan to fix him in the DCU. And here we go, guys. If this doesn't turn more people against James Gunn, because now he's gonna try to F Batman in the ass, just like he did with Superman, I don't know what will. Because you gotta wake up at some point. If you're still on James Gunn's side. He cannot make a serious film, and he does not understand superheroes. What he does understand is depravity and comedy that is deprived from all kinds of class. He's just this kind of a guy, and he never ever on record created a superhero. I mean, put a superhero on screen that is actually the comic book version of it or a comic book version of it. He always takes superheroes and deconstruct them, and he totally forgets about their fundamentals, what makes them those heroes, what are the qualities, what are the characteristics of, well, their character, of their power set, whatever it is. He always twist something, he always deconstructs that. So neither the Guardians of the Galaxy were actually the Guardians of the Galaxy on screen, neither is Superman, and neither will be also Supergirl when that comes along, because although it is based on a comic book, this comic book is a deconstruction also
Deconstruction
of the character of
Written
Supergirl.
by a woke guy
Yes,
who is ruining Wonder Woman at the moment because he's writing those comic books now.
exactly. So
So yeah,
everything that James Gunn sees through his glasses is cynical and is absolutely disgusting. So let's take a quick look at of this article, what he had to say. Tsunami, if you're ready. If not, I'm gonna read it real quick.
Got it. James Gunn says Batman is boring, claims he has a plan to fix him in the DCU. James Gunn is once again talking about Batman, and once again it's raising eyebrows. In an interview with Rolling Stone from back in June, Gunn openly suggested that Batman has effectively run out of storytelling value, calling the character boring due to decades of exposure across comics, television, and film. While Gunn insists he has a plan for the Dark Knight within the DC universe, his comments are already fueling concern among fans who have reservations about the brooding and serious Batman in the hands of a director with Gunn's portfolio of zany comedic films. This time, however, Gunn's remarks go further than vague reassurances. He explicitly frames Batman as a creative problem that needs justification simply to exist. A striking position given that Batman remains one of the most consistently successful and popular characters in entertainment history. When asked by Rolling Stone what needs to be figured out to make Batman work in the DCU, Gunn responded, quote, Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is. But because there's a need for him in the DCU and a need that he's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman, but yet he's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that. I think I have a way in, by the way. I think I really know what it's. I just am dealing with the writer to make sure that we can make it a reality. The framing is notable. Gunn isn't talking about expanding Batman's mythology or building on existing strengths. He's talking about justifying Batman's presence at all. That framing becomes even more blunt when the discussion turns to Wonder Woman, which Gunn contrasts directly with Batman. Quote, Wonder Woman, I think, is actually easier for me because there haven't been so many infinite portrayals of Wonder Woman. Definitely not in movies, but really anywhere. That there have been a Batman, he said. Every single Batman story has been told. It seems like half the comics that have come out of DC over the past 30 years have Batman in them. He's the most famous superhero in the world and the most popular superhero in the world. And people love him because he's interesting, but also having so much of him out there can also make him boring. So how do you create that property that's fun to watch? That last line is doing a lot of work, and not in a reassuring way. Gunn isn't merely acknowledging franchise fatigue. He is declaring outright that, quote, every single Batman story has been told, and that the character's popularity has become a liability rather than a strength. For many fans, that sentiment feels disconnected from reality, especially coming on the heels of The Batman, which demonstrated that audiences are still very much willing to show up for grounded, character-driven takes on Bruce Wayne. More importantly, Gunn's comments reinforce a pattern that has followed him throughout his DC tenure, framing legacy characters as problems that need to be re-engineered rather than icons to be respected. While Gunn insists he is not interested in a campy Batman, he also offers no concrete details about what his alternative actually looks like. Only that he believes he has a way in, proving the writing aligns with his vision. That lack of specificity is unlikely to reassure a fan base already wary of sweeping creative resets and long development delays. There is also an underlying contradiction in Gunn's argument. Batman is described as both boring and indispensable, the biggest character Warner Brothers has, yet one whose existence now needs narrative permission. That tension raises a fundamental question. If Gunn truly believes Batman has been exhausted creatively, why is he the one tasked with reinventing him? For longtime DC fans, the concern isn't that Batman needs another reinvention. It's that Gunn seems determined to deconstruct what already works in favor of a theoretical solution that exists only on paper. At a time when DC Studios is still trying to regain audience trust after years of instability, publicly labeling its most reliable character as creatively spent is a risky move, especially when the promised fix remains undefined. Whether Gunn's plan ultimately revitalizes Batman or becomes another example of overthinking a proven formula remains to be seen. For now, what's clear is that Gunn isn't approaching Batman from a place of reverence, but from a belief that the character himself is the problem. And for many fans, that's the most troubling takeaway of all. End article.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just beyond myself. Like,
Speechless. Yeah.
what? Okay, I was under the impression that he was interested in the campy Batman because
Mm.
that is exactly what it seemed, and I think he said something about that before. I'm pretty sure he did that. So this is kind of confusing for me that all of a sudden I'm not interested in the campy Batman. But yeah, he is contradicting himself
Once again.
once
Yeah.
again because okay, first of all, I do not agree that Batman is like the biggest hero of DC.
No.
That's freaking Superman. I mean, of course, Batman is there. I think they're like at the same spot, but Superman didn't get as much as movies.
Allegedly, exactly.
He didn't
Allegedly,
get as
Batman,
much as exposure.
Batman is the most popular and the most exposure one because the show from the 66 is actually that started everything. So
that was like 2 generations ago.
Yeah, but I mean that made him popular. Outside of comic books, that's actually the version that most people grew up with, and they saw him outside of comic book, and then it started with the big movie. He was the second who actually had the movie. Superman had the movie first, but it's as if that movie with Michael Keaton, it's as if it has bigger names like Jack Nicholson. Maybe that's why it was the big boom and everything else. And then the animated show was first, and it just keep on loading and loading and loading and loading.
Yeah, sure,
So
but
probably because of that. But I do think that Superman is the greatest. Not only for DC, but any
I
comic
mean,
book.
he's
any
the
comic
first.
book.
He's
He is
all the
the
ideas
first
put
with
in
the
one.
superpowers put in one. Yeah.
That's not the only thing. When you show a grandma on the street the Superman freaking logo, she knows that's Superman.
She knows.
But if you
exactly.
show her Batman, there's like, I mean,
And there will be a couple
70,
of seconds. Yeah.
70, 30 seconds, 30 if she's gonna guess what that is or not. Like my mom, my dad, they both know Superman and Batman. But if you show somebody older, like, because I am taking care of a woman every Saturday, and a very elderly, amazing woman. But she's like, when I say Superman, she's like, Superman, of course,
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve.
My mom also knows.
This
Yeah.
is, you know,
that, yeah.
and she's 90. She's 90, okay? So, but yeah, when I show her Batman, she's what? So it's totally different, the recognition potential across the generations between Batman and Superman. I mean, not totally, but it's enough different.
Yeah.
So we can say that Superman is the most iconic, and
Most
Batman
iconic, yeah.
is still there. So he's still like number one, but again, along with
Very
Superman,
close.
I wouldn't put them not at number one. They both should be there. So once again, he speaks out of line somehow
And
because he always
because
does.
again he doesn't understand the character. How can you say that he's boring and that all the interesting stories were told?
When?
If you're such a good director and writer, wouldn't be, first of all, yeah, but really, if you're such a good director and writer, wouldn't be able to find a way to tell a story, I mean, and being true to the character. How did the guys who made the animated show did it for 4 freaking seasons? And they continue with Justice League. They even created Batman Beyond, continuing the things with a brand new guy, and still the old Batman was there.
I love Batman Beyond.
So how did they find a way to do that? When the studio told them we want the teenager Bruce Wayne, they said, now wait a minute, Mister, that right there might just happen to be a good hero. And they said, no, we can do something totally different. We'll keep Batman there, but not going to make it a teenager. You get your teenager, but he's going to be a totally different guy trained by the old Batman, and that's how you do it. And you keep finding a way. And we had great stories even in comic books. Sure, some of them now are shit because Tom King and
today's times.
But there's still writers who can do a good job with that.
Okay, we have to stop rambling. So I just want to focus on a few things, and then we have to move on. So Batman has to have a reason existing, right? He hasn't freaking James Gunn in the corner, like go there,
he has a
turn
freaking
around,
reason.
you're
Just the fact
grounded.
that Superman and Green Lantern are there doesn't mean that he cannot exist. He still, fights for his city, fighting crime.
I just can't.
This
guy. So in the corner, turn around, you're grounded. Batman lives in one of the worst cities in DC. It's called Gotham.
Absolutely.
James Gunn, hello. So the crime there is rampant, and only Batman is, suitable for that. He has the psyche to deal with all those things. He knows the city inside and out. He's exactly the guy for the job, okay? It's a very bad city. So, Gotham is not a city where any other hero will make it as a priority. It has to be Batman. This is his city. So there's no other reason or justification needed. There's a Gotham, there's a Batman. That's it.
There is crime.
He can still be around for anything else that's cosmic, not cosmic, who cares? But his main goal is to protect Gotham because he's only one man. Although he has many technologies, he doesn't have superhero abilities. So he has to use his technologies and his superhero abilities and his intelligence. So this is only keeping him basically based on this city. So this city needs help. We need a superhero. It's Batman. That's enough. There's no need anything else. So that is retarded. So Batman can't just be, oh, we are making a Batman movie because Batman's biggest character in all of Warner Bros. Man, that's not the point of Batman.
That's not the point of Batman, yeah.
No, he's not the biggest character of Warner Brothers. He's one of the very biggest. He's on top. But no.
He's in the Trinity that we see there in the photo.
There's a Trinity also. Because there's need for him in this and it's not. What do you mean is that exactly the same? Matt Reeves' Batman is still a deconstruction of Batman, by the way. But at least he's Batmaning things in the city. He's Batman-y guy. So he's not, but yet he's not a campy Batman. Why do you bring up campy Batman in the first place? Nobody wants a campy Batman. This is not the 60s, the 70s, the 80s even.
It's not George Clooney.
It's not even the last century. We're in another century
Which
now.
he said that it's his favorite Batman movie for some reason. But anyway.
So we are dealing with that. What are you
What are you dealing with? Just make a freaking Batman movie, man. just don't make him the Star Wars. Don't make him drunk. Don't make any of those things. Just,
So after that, he says, I think I have a way in, by the way. I think I really know what it's, I'm just willing with the right to remember. Okay, so he creates an artificial problem here. He presents a wrong narrative. That Batman is the biggest character, but he needs a reason to exist, and that's all wrong. That's all wrong narrative. That's a wrong reality that he's presenting. And then he says that, oh, but I'm so clever that I think I have a way in. My guy, you have a way in. You have everything in your disposal. Batman should be in Gotham doing Gotham-y things. He should have a solo movie.
Gotham-y things.
Gotham-y things.
Batman-y things.
Gotham things. Batman-y things. And then you put him. I mean, at some point you put him not against Superman. He has to meet Superman, and they have to fight alongside, shoulder to shoulder with somebody. That's what you should do. It's clear as day. Is that what people want, and that is what people wanted to see forever. But first, take your time. Make Batman be in Gotham. Do the Batman-y thing. Let him be a Batman. That's it. There's no need of all of this freaking false narrative. So. Either James Gunn is really that retarded and stupid.
I mean.
Or he's arrogant, I think, that really. He's retarded and stupid and extremely arrogant. And he has a wrong reality in his head. So this is the guy that is appointed to deal with our superheroes. It's no wonder that he did Superman so wrong, and now he's going to do the same with Batman. There's absolutely no doubt in the universe that he's going to do this. He's going to take the worst Batman story, and this picture actually that they put here is from the freaking Suicide Squad game in which they killed Batman like an animal.
Yeah.
I mean, no animal deserves that, and Batman also doesn't.
Yeah. And also, he had being lectured from Harley Quinn.
Yeah, so
of all the people.
So this is exactly what James Gunn will do. He will take a look at what they did to Batman in this game, and they will say, "Oh, great! This is perfect. Let's put Batman down,
of course,
like a sick animal. That's perfect."
He'll probably put the whole Bat family inside, with Batgirl, the six Robins, and because he can't make a movie about one character. There must be an ensemble, and they will be joking around and stuff like that. And maybe he'll put Ace the Bat Hound inside and the Bat Monkey and whatever.
Now, remember what he said here about not making Batman campy, and we'll see that he will make Batman campy. I'm sure that because his favorite Batman is the George Clooney Batman. Yeah. So what he's saying now doesn't make any sense. That's why I said what I said in the beginning, because before he said that his favorite Batman is the worst Batman ever put on screen. Yeah. The George Clooney Batman, who is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, bad credit card. What else is there to say?
He loves that.
Also, he said that he's thinking about the blue and gray suit, which, I mean, come on, guys.
Which is campy.
It's campy. It works on comic book page, the blue and gray, but don't forget the blue is actually supposed to be freaking black. It's just because of the lightning and the back
lighting,
back
yeah.
in the days when you cover, you have to do it, on hand, and they decide, okay, this will be, we will leave the black just to be not the predominant color. It is going to be blue. It lends itself better on page and blah blah blah. Just like
It's about the
Hulk
comic book.
from gray was made green because green actually pops up more in the comic book and stuff like that. That's why actually he changes colors. It works there. It cannot work on screen. We kind of saw it in the Flash. They kind of tried that with that horrible suit
Wow,
of
that's the worst. That is
yeah.
the worst costume ever put
Yeah,
on
it
screen.
was kind of blue and gray. Please, black and gray or full black.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
just about the colors.
And then
It was
there's
very bad
everything else.
because it looked like Batman was wearing a
A bra.
bra that is made from some kind of a cells, like honeycomb cells.
Yeah, horrible.
Ridiculous.
So probably that's
Camera
what
flow.
is going to be, because James Gunn doesn't understand, and again, because he doesn't understand, he thinks that nobody understands those characters, and here I'm going to do better. He's exactly like those war guys from The Witcher. No, we can do the story better than the actual author. Why don't you just get the animated show and try that?
Yeah, well.
You know,
Okay, tonight, please tell us what you think because we just went on totally
Again, on a
crazy
rampage.
rampage.
Real quick, a shout out to Adam West. As a kid, that happened to be right after cartoons, as that's my first kind of look at, Batman. And it was campy and whatnot, but I was a kid and I thought it was awesome with the kapow and the bang and everything else. They're hot girls and whatnot.
Yeah, suitable for
The
the
reason
time.
why 89, the reason why 89 hit so fucking hard is because they erased all that campiness from my original impression of who Batman was. It was so dark and gritty, and all of a sudden I was very interested in this very serious character and this very serious take on it. And I didn't have to watch a fucking whole 50 minutes of like his backstory. It's like he's in the world. This is what's going on. This is the threat. This is how Batman takes it down. And then obviously you can use the animated series to go on there. There's plenty of scripts there that people were very interested in. James Gunn again is as the creative head and the final boss of getting anything through at DC is thinking about dollar signs instead of thinking about best storytelling. He completely misses the fucking point. Yes, Superman exists. Yes, Superman, he deals with cosmic threats, he deals with local threats, etc., so on and so forth. He is still one entity. The point of Batman is that one person, one normal person in a city had enough and decided to do something about it, which will then inspire other people to say, I've had enough also. He is a human being, no magical powers. He's got gadgets and whatnot, but he's not shooting fucking laser beams out of their eyes. And this will inspire other people to go ahead and take up stands like become a lawyer, start trying to fix the rights of things, go be a better politician, clear the corruption out. So Batman becomes a symbol in that sense for that. And oh my God, the detective angle alone, there's so many stories to tell. And this retard, like he literally gets paid for his creativity, and this retard can't figure out what to do with it. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's get to the chat real quick. But guys, you tell us what you think in the comments. This is important. I'll never like go to Twitter and directly text to James Gunn because so many people do that already, and that's so stupid. I wouldn't do it. I mean, to me, it's stupid because I have other things to do. This is how I express my opinion, and that's how I work towards something better. With doing these streams. But usually, if you don't agree, and if you have time, you may want to say so, but he's never gonna listen.
Probably not. Yeah.
It's no point. But just tell us what you think in the comments. So, chat time.
Showbiz, I. James Gunn needs to incorporate Matt Reeves, Batman, into his universe to stop this two separate Batman BS. True. Clinton says, God, now Batman will have orgies in his mansion. Most likely, Batman, the Batcave will become the Soy Cave.
Jesus Christ.
Probably. Charles Land in the house. What's up? DC should have never hired James Gunn. Agreed. Showbiz continues. Sad thing is, Netflix is okay with this vision, and I don't see them replacing anytime soon. See about that. Valkyria says Wonder Woman has had shows, anime, and a few movies, yes, but she has been around like her comics. Yeah, handling a woman like that, oh, I'm sure there's tons of arguing about how to handle that shit. But anywho's, You mean fun for the modern audience to watch? Yep, true. Valkyria, Batman was quote unquote funny back in the very early days. In the old shows, yes, but then turned more darkish in the 1980s. True. Who watches The Watchmen? Anyways, Jeremiah in the house. What's up? Mr. Gunn is pathetic and deranged. You wouldn't understand what a superhero means if any of them punched him in the face and he was to fly to Antarctica. Gunn. Oh, man. That chat. Sorry, chat jumped on me. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to catch up.
Okay.
Okay. Lord Dragonel in the house. You should have her the 80s Batman. Truth, why this generation like.
I wanted to say something to that. So I am showing the logo of Batman. That's the point. When you show a logo of the logo of Superman, which is universal, you know, of course, there's changes that we had to the movies, but when you show like the regular logo or whatever, even if you show the Man of Steel one, everybody's like, this is Superman. But when you show like Batman has different logos actually, like different bats that have different shape, whatever. Just by showing the logo, people don't always are like, oh, this is Batman.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta to work. You gotta have to show them, you know, the yellow ellipse with the bat inside. That's...
So I don't need to show any actor that played Superman. I just need to show the logo. That's the point,
yeah.
And that's even better than showing the actor. Because even like I said, she's 90 and she can recognize the logo, but the first thing that comes to her mind, of course, is Christopher Reeve, because that is the movies that she watched when she was younger. So that's normal. I mean, she also knows Henry Cavill, but she haven't watched the movies, because if she wants to watch the newer movies, I have to be the one to bring those movies to her, and I have to play them because she couldn't find them on her own. But yeah, continue.
There's a lot. You want me to keep going?
A bit, yeah, because we
Yeah.
have to.
Hey, sorry, Valkyrie Winter says Superman's the most OP, but Batman is the one that could stop him, as he has a counter for all heroes. Batman's counter is Superman. Got it. Yep, got it. Truth says why this generation likes Batman the most is because Batman comes out as the underdog in the realm that greatly overpowers him, and he compensates it by using his intelligence to even the odds. Adam West. Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and hell, even Ben Affleck are the best Batmans. Says Valkyria. Jeremiah says, yeah, I have the George Clooney Batman movie on DVD, and I agree that it's not the same thing. Where's my Bat credit card?
Wedding
Michael Keaton was my first look at Batman, says Valkyrie Winter. Must have been a nice experience for you. And over on the superhero channel, we've got Vic Martino. What a disgrace for this creep who doesn't really like these characters put in charge of the DCU. If anyone's boring, it's James Gunn. True.
Yeah.
Hunter Iggy, 2769 or 62.
Hey.
James Gunn wants fantastic Batman, and he wants between ground and campy. Vic Martino, James Gunn actually said the Batman movie with Clooney was his favorite. True. Vic Martino says, I hope he'll be gone before they get around to doing another Batman, but maybe that's wishful thinking. Slipknot fan in the house. 89 was amazing. And we're all caught up.
Yeah, and Drew said at the end, why I despise Western media is because of this nonsense of creator wanting to compete with the source instead. Yeah, I mean the hubris.
But that's in the recent years, actually. As we say before, that it didn't used to be like that, because for example, the guys who created Batman the animated show and they love the source material, and they decided
They understood that, which is very important.
We just need to change some things to make them fit better to the media that we are now, because that's animation. And they said, okay, we will create, for example, this new Mr. Freeze, which is more interesting than just a guy who is ice themed, or we'll combine the kind of aspects of the different clay faces, because they're actually three or several, and they decided, and we will give you this one that is again our take, but it's true to the character. They stuck to the personality of the characters. So you can do your own thing and still be true to the source material, but you have to know it and you have to love it. You can't say, oh, what is this bullshit you're making me do here? I will make it better.
Yeah, they were just like people that want to change Warhammer. They want to get into Warhammer, but they don't respect it, that they want to change everything.
Yeah,
which you're gonna get to.
Exactly.
So we're moving on, guys. We gotta move this along. Okay, next and last superhero news, so to speak, of the stream is Zachary Levi explains how the woke agenda is killing Hollywood. So, few days ago, Zachary...
Shazam! Yes, so once a few days ago.
Jesus Christ, man! This is a video, you know.
Go, yeah.
You're gonna cut this part out later.
No, we keep the Shazam thing. It's worth.
Okay, so I have to repeat this. So, Zachary Levi explains how the woke agenda is killing Hollywood. So, a few days ago on the Neurotics channel, Zachary Levi surprised us all by appearing there. I really didn't expect to see such a big Hollywood actor on a YouTube stream amongst some of the people that I watch. So that was pretty cool. And because this was very late, I was able to watch maybe 30 minutes of it while prepping for bed, and he was super based. He has a vision, guys, a really cool vision for Hollywood. He's making his basically his own place, like a studio lot where he wants to host talented people who would be free to create. So it's like an alternative Hollywood place. It's gonna take years to construct. He's gathering funds for that so he can make it. So it's just very interesting. If you haven't seen that stream of Neurotic, you should watch it. It's totally worth it. It's like 4 hours, but it's totally worth it because this guy is a Hollywood actor who still managed to survive in Hollywood and somehow be himself, which is not like he didn't meet hardships doing that, but I'm happy that he still built enough of influence and he gained he gained a lot of fame, or at least enough so he can actually do something. And that is what you should do. You know, if I was a famous and rich person, you know, which is still not out of the question someday, who knows, I would totally do whatever I can to help other people or animals or people with animals, whatever. I mean, my cause is basically help animals. That's what's going to help the people that are trying to take care of them, and pet owners and whatever. Like, my cause is like connected to that, because you can only focus on one thing really to truly contribute, and what he is doing is just amazing. So this is exactly what everybody that has any money in the world can actually, I mean, should do. You should do something like that to change the world, because these people that actually have money and power, those are the people that actually can do that. Yeah, can do this. And as long as you remember where you come from, as long as you keep your humanity and remember what's really important in this world, you can make a difference for sure in this world. So everybody can focus on something and contribute. So what he's doing is amazing. Now let's read the article and see if this guy Matt managed to somehow bring all of that together in the article. Let's see.
Zachary Levi is speaking out about why woke storytelling continues to turn audiences off and why it keeps failing at the box office. Appearing on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, the Shazam star did not hold back, arguing that Hollywood's obsession with agenda-driven storytelling has crossed the line. Zach Levi, audiences are tired of being preached to. Levi said the problem isn't politics existing at all, but how aggressively they're being forced into stories where they don't belong. Quote, ramrodding, lots of agenda that even, by the way, people on the left and in the center are kind of like, I'm fucking over this. Why do we have to have this as a plot point in the story? It makes no sense. It doesn't move anything forward. I'm being preached to within the setting of what should be escapism. Levi emphasized that movies and TV are supposed to offer an escape, not feel like lectures disguised as entertainment. Political messaging versus storytelling. During the discussion, a YouTuber drew a distinction between political storytelling and moral storytelling, something Levi appeared to agree with. The argument is that strong stories focus on right and wrong, choices and consequences, and universal human values. When stories become political instead of moral, they stop engaging audiences and start alienating them. That shift, according to the discussion, is a major reason so many modern franchises struggle to connect with fans. Politics and the Warner Brothers Discovery deal. Levi also suggested politics may have played a role behind the scenes at Warner Brothers Discovery. He floated the idea that political considerations could be one reason why WBD didn't accept Paramount's offer, hinting that ideology may now influence corporate decisions just as much as financial ones. I'm not sure if you want to play it.
Yeah, we can play that. Okay.
You're going to be some.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on.
They're I mean, the Ellisons, you know, they're Trump friendly, I guess, right? So, and maybe that's part of the reason why Warner Brothers didn't go with the Paramount offer, even though it was more money. I don't know.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's very hurtful that, I mean, this is happening because even money doesn't talk anymore. That's so much more
Apparently, even that,
billions.
yeah,
So much more billions on top of
they are
this.
allergic to money because politics.
Yeah, so to finish this off,
Whether fans agree or not, Levi's comments reflect a growing frustration shared by audiences, and increasingly by actors, who feel Hollywood has lost sight of why people watch movies in the first place. End article.
okay, I'm happy that I said what I said at the beginning because Matt didn't touch upon it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, not much. Yeah.
There's many more things, amazing things that he said, like I've said, his plans and whatever. So it's just so cool. He's so based. I really wish that more Hollywood actors could wake up. Because again, when you have hundreds of millions, that he probably doesn't, but other people that have hundreds and hundreds of millions, they could have done so much more for the world.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
So much more. Like, oh my gosh. If I was Elon Musk, man, I would do
You
so much more with that. Yeah, not
Indeed.
only technology, but other things to help people and animals. It's just so important. But okay, guys, let's know what you think in the chat. And well, first, Tsunami, let me know what you think because you also watched that conversation.
Yep. Shout out Friday Night Tights. That's Nerdrotics program every Friday. They have actually featured Dean Cain before several times. And of course, Zachary Levi was there to explain.
Oh,
So
cool.
just go ahead and look for Zachary Levi's picture on the thumbnail for Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotics main channel. Super based interview if you're interested in hearing someone from Hollywood that doesn't actually sound like Hollywood. He's a pretty reasonable guy. Got some really exciting plans moving forward. So the interview is absolutely worth it. The YouTuber that he mentioned, Ryan Cannell, another one of the panel members on there, was the one who had brought up the statement about political versus moral ideology, and they had a really interesting conversation about it. So absolutely worth it to check it out. And fingers crossed for Zachary Levi moving forwards. He is right now accepting contributions to fund his project, and he wants to go somewhere with it. And his intent was not to go ahead and shift the Overton window all the way to the right. He wants it to be somewhere down the middle, center, where there's some left points and there's some right points, and it doesn't matter. It's just storytelling. That's storytelling for storytelling's sake, not for morality's or for political sake. And that's it.
Perfect. Very
Exactly.
well
Yeah.
said.
Let's hope that he will be able to do that because really both sides have great elements. Just people go to the extremes from both sides.
I mean, history has been showing us for, well, the whole history that if you go to any extreme, you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. It just, there's no correct answer in the extreme. When you say, let's say, like Xena says, when she was evil, she's like, kill them all. I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, I know that you want to do that
Exactly.
in the context that she was in that episode. But the moral of the story, because Xena has many morals, was this in this case that there was a tribe that seemed really brutal. So on the actually that's an amazing story, the Kautaka episode, if you remember. So this is just a good example. I'm just gonna tell it real quick. So basically there was a very wild tribe that on the surface looks like, wow, what savages. And they kill people by scalping them as well. So they're super brutal and disgusting. And whatever they said when they died was Kautaka, and nobody knew what that meant. So eventually, long story short, because these guys were presented so brutal and you can never survive if you go in the woods and they're gonna kill you. So eventually, Xena had to get into this mindset of killing them all, like completely, like the whole tribe, because otherwise there was no way out. They were trapped in a freaking fortress, and she even put like dead bodies on the wall so they can think that they actually had more people. And basically, they were also starving to death because they were closed, and almost nobody could go out of there. I mean, everybody that tries to get out of the fortress to be a scout or whatever could die or whatever. In any case, it's a long story, actually, two parts.
Two parts.
But the point at the end of it all was that this tribe, the Kautaka word was water. They just wanted water before they were dying. Eventually, Xena reached. Things happened that she understood them better. She also had to get into their camp. That was in the second part. She didn't kill them all because they retreated. She defeated their chief, which was very cool. That was in the first episode. In the second part of that, she finally was able to be there and see their life and understand them better. But the moral of the story was the bigger one, that both sides didn't understand each other at all. From her side, that tribe look horrible and super savage. But from the tribe's point of view, also these people that are invaders look horrible and very savage. But at the end of the day, the tribe adopted the girl that is from Xena's side, and they took care of her and they gave her the best life. And her original family wanted to take care of this daughter. It was a long story, but the point is, this child became like a connective tissue between the two things, and both sides finally found peace and whatever. But if you get into the rage stages of the first contact and what happened, you'll be like, kill them all.
Yeah.
Completely. So the truth was in the middle once again, and the truth was not an extreme.
Yeah.
That's just just great.
Much like with the new Superman, who sees good in everyone, which is still an extreme.
Still wrong.
Still wrong.
Still
yeah.
very wrong.
Still very wrong. Yeah.
Still wrong. So just such a wise show. I love it. But anyway, maybe that will be totally misunderstood these days if you watch those two episodes.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure it will be, because
I mean, beautiful peace was achieved.
I'm happy to see that actually Zachary is with that way of thinking, because he had a woke moment in the second movie that they probably, the studio interjected there, and I wouldn't imagine how he felt about that,
but still. Okay, let's move on to quick comments, and then we have to talk about Warhammer, and then we have to talk about Expedition 33 if we can. We're probably gonna not read the whole thing because we have we have 30 minutes tops. So, chat.
Truth's out for the night. Jeremiah says, I'm sorry I said a lot because I was really passionate about the BS. Jeremiah, I'm just skipping through because we're on a tight timeline tonight and they added a new story in. All good, brother. Alcuria Winter says, Zach was great on FNT indeed. Was great to listen to and watch. Absolutely. And Jeremiah says, see ya, good luck, have fun, and rest well. And that's it.
That's it.
All right. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, I want to say something. Okay, let's move on to Warhammer. It's gonna be a bit complicated.
Oh boy.
So recently, basically GW released, not GW, but recently, Space Marine showed this picture of a space wolf, and the space wolf was black. Now, maybe you're not very familiar with Warhammer 40k, but space wolves are supposed to be Vikings in space. And their home planet Fenris is all basically cold as ice and
cold,
whatever.
Wintry, gigantic wolves, gigantic creatures, very harsh world to survive.
Yeah, very harsh world. So for a space wolf to be black doesn't make any sense whatsoever inherently, because they're all supposed to be from Fenris, and I never heard of migration from other planets.
Not whatsoever. Unlike the other planets, they don't actually recruit guys from other planets. All the starters there are just from their planet. You even have to be a specific age. It doesn't always start when you're a child. It actually usually starts when you're a teenager. You have to go to several trials and testings. There is like a ritual that you have to survive and prove yourself, and then you get to be a space marine, actually, with again a ritual, and you have to survive that and not turn into a wolfman guy. I forget what was the name. Wolfman.
Yeah.
Because that also can happen, and they're blonde or red-haired. Okay, some of them have black hair, but they look like Vikings.
Yeah.
Guys, this is like, Valhalla here.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
so
it's exactly what it is. Nobody can be black there.
Exactly. So all of a sudden, to put a black guy in the space wolves is jarring.
Absolutely,
not logical at all. And mind you, Warhammer 40k actually does have like completely black chapters, but we're gonna get to that. So if they want representation in the game, they can just use some of the other chapters that have full black guys.
Yeah, I mean, why not leaving there being the representation of the Scandinavian people?
Yeah, where's the freaking representation? Okay, let's read. So this is Chainsword, and Chainsword is of course one of my friends that we are working together on some of the Warhammer 40k news. He delivers basically news that stem from woke controversies within the Warhammer 40k community. He keeps an eye on the novels. If he spots something that is woke, he has a list of woke YouTubers and not woke YouTubers, which I'm very proudly a member of the openly against woke list. So I'm in the green basically. And he has a list of woke authors in Warhammer 40k. So this is all on his X page. So let's see what he says. So Chainsaw 40k. Oh yes, the Space Wolves, that famously African-inspired chapter with African naming conventions and African vibes. Easy mistake, really. Practically, the Celestial Alliance happens all the time. Definitely not forced at all. So
No.
this is sarcasm. So the Celestial Alliance are the guys that are all black, as far as I know.
And they're inspired by African culture,
Indeed.
I think, yeah.
So Tsunami, do you see the replies, or I should read them?
You should read them.
Okay.
I'll have to
So-
get X one of these days.
Yeah, it actually is going to be very beneficial. So next, Evo Scott says, "See wolves, you haven't. The internet maybe use it for searches other than is this herpes." I mean, this is not serious, like whatever. And Chainsaw says, "Dark skin. You have the internet, maybe use it for searches other than I am retarded. You should try looking up what dark skin actually means in the English language, unless they changed the dictionary and now dark skin means exclusively sub-Saharan African." Yes, because we actually have a follow-up on this. It is like right here, actually. So this is from the lore. Chainsword says, if you want to post a picture of something that's already been posted 1,000 times and known for years, at least post the original quote, not the dumbed down version from the latest edition. So, Endgear Krakendum. Yeah. Coming from a proud line of warlords who rule over the southernmost isles of Fenris, Engir Krakendom is born of hardy stoke indeed. The people of the south, dark of skin and temperament, are expert explorers and oarsmen. They ply the
Infested oceans.
Oh yes, they
of
fly the
Fenris.
infested oceans of Fenris in search of sea monsters, blah blah, whatever.
Yeah, long story short,
This is a space wolf that is of darker skin.
darker skin.
But darker skin doesn't mean this in general. Now, give me 1 second here. Space Marines are white. Well, no, they're not. There's, of course, the people of the salamanders. The salamanders are like the most humanitarian space marine chapter of them all. Their Primarch is amazing. He's called Vulcan, but he usually used to be, at least, I'm not sure how it is now, but he's usually portrayed having Caucasian features, but his skin is with ash color, so they're all like gray and dark grayish. In the latest animation, which was the Pariah Nexus over on Warhammer Plus service, they had this story with the Space Marine from the Salamanders, who was Asian in features, but again with the same ash skin.
I like
So,
it.
They're not supposed to be black men.
No,
in general.
no. Dark skin, some of them, yes, especially those one from the southern regions, yes,
Yeah.
but there ain't no way being born black on Fenris.
Yeah.
You geographically, a person like that wouldn't survive. The cold and anything else. That's why. Even here, if you have an African, the genuine African here, let's say in Bulgaria, it's kind of cold, and I saw some of them really when it's not that cold here. It's it's okay for us. We can walk outside without a hat or thick jacket, and most of them are like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
for them, that's actually extremely cold.
Extremely
You know,
cold, yeah,
yeah,
for them.
so
But okay, even if we skip that, the point is that a black race, biologically speaking, should not be able to be developed on a planet that sees only snow and ice and whatever. So it just doesn't make any sense. All the black people come from Africa because it's the hottest place there.
Also, as you said, if it makes sense for some of the other chapters, because they recruit from different planets, that's not the case for families. They don't really recruit guys from other planets. That's it.
Yeah.
They keep it tight.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's continue to the next post. Oh boy.
Oh, there is more.
Yeah. So this continues, and Jane Sword was trying to make the point about how actually those people looked. There are just many things in here if you want to check yourself, but basically here's what he showed.
Oh,
Like
boy.
an Indian guy in the face of spacesuit. That's just very funny. He once again points out the dark of
Dark of skin. Yeah.
and then there is this what is that? Tamis? I don't see the letter from the arrow.
Tamios.
Okay,
And
and
the Dravidian
Dravidian
people.
people descended from the original inhabitants of India. They have a dark skin tone because those original inhabitants were dark skinned people who had, no matter what they had, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So he says, Brother, I'm pinned, which comes from the great expression of Warhammer 40k. Brother, I'm pinned here. Send boobs and vagine. Yeah.
Stand-up, yes.
Yeah, since everyone is, instead of linking that dark skin lore from 5th, which everyone was already aware, this is now canon. So let's see what people are saying. God, you're pathetic. Kick sword. KKK sword.
KKK,
Oh, they
Jesus
now
Christ, yeah.
they're now trying to say that Chainsword is a freaking racist. Are you kidding me? And Chainsword replies, how many times do I have to ignore you before you change your joke material? Also, from which third world shithole country did you legally immigrate to the US since you are not a native English speaker? Yeah, tell him. Then this guy says, these scumbags really want to ruin everything by making everything diverse and mixed races. Absolute pieces of shit. Yes, because then you create this thing where a chapter loses their identity and how they're supposed to look.
Exactly.
Because people want to claim all day long how looks don't matter, but when they actually change them, because they want looks to matter to them, so it's a double standard.
Exactly.
Then we say no, and then they're like, oh, but that doesn't matter, you shouldn't have anything against it. Why did you put something different there then?
Isn't this cultural appropriation that they're fighting so much against? You have these Scandinavians, inspired by Vikings warriors, and you put a black person inside so that you have inclusion. Isn't this cultural appropriation? If we put a white person with the African-inspired tribe, what will happen? Is they're going to be okay? So how is this any different then?
Yeah. Also, even if in our history we had like darker Scandinavians and whatever, if the books of Warhammer 40k, because this is freaking sci-fi fantasy, if the books initially are written, these guys come from a very icy planet, they're supposed to represent Vikings from the past, we know by default that they are all white people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if their hair is blonde or red or black, they're all from that region. They will have blue eyes, they will have brown eyes, or mostly they will be blonde and blue-eyed, and some of them will be ginger for sure. But that is it. Those
That's
are the
it.
3 variants. So if that's written in the lore that those are the 3 variants mostly, and maybe some of them had a bit of a darker skin, but okay, like darker.
But it's again darker skin. Yeah,
It's not totally different race.
My father used to have darker skin.
But you don't.
I don't. He used to have it, but just because he worked as a driver in the military and stuff like that. He was driving the whole city, doing different stuff. There is sun always, and at some point he was kind of ashamed because he said, I began to look like a gypsy. But here you go. I don't have that skin. I don't walk around the city when it's sun. I also use sunscreen.
Yeah,
Things like
you
that,
should, because that protects the skin
yeah,
50%.
but that's what a dark skin means. Not a black person.
Yeah. Okay, so this person says Savatar was a common depiction for dark Scandinavians. It's cognate with Swarty. I don't know.
Swarty.
Halfdan the Black or Halfdan Svarti is an example of this. Dark hair and features. Ostensibly
Ostensibly.
still Scandinavian, as most with half a brain have at least grasped. What was that?
Colloquially.
Colloquially, never meant West African phenotype. I own every codex since second edition. The Space Wolves have always been depicted as ranging from North Germanic to Celtic to even Slavic. Yeah. Naming conventions see Vika as well as aesthetics. I guess you can make a case for multi-ethnic terrain, Primaris being distributed to the chapter during the Indomitus Crusade, but beyond that, it's clearly just lip race swapping for the sake of pointless pandering diversity. Lips are generally uncreative consumption addicts with no episemic framework for anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also, do you actually need diversity there? If let's say you're a black person who likes Warhammer, let's say your favorite chapter is the Space Wolves. You loving them, it's your favorite chapter because you love Vikings. You love Vikings, you accept them how they are.
Yeah, you
You're
don't try to
okay with
change
that. You don't want, hey, but I wish that they were black. No, because you know they're not. Because you like the Norse mythology, because you like space and you like the combination of the two, Norse mythology in space. That's it. You don't want Thor to be black, for example. So they wouldn't care. They say, but that's my favorite chapter because of this, this, and this. It's my favorite chapter. I ain't no Scandinavian.
Yeah, and yeah,
You know.
you're not. Also, this comment is good. Dark skin compared to Nordics equals black. Storytellings, Greeks, Spaniards, Mexicans, Cubans, Inuits,
Inuits.
Vietnamese, Arabs, Kurds, Turks, and many more groups who don't exist.
Apparently.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some. I've seen one or two Bulgarian people that are a bit like darker, and they're not gypsies,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. It's very rare, but it happens. And Greeks are genuinely white as a board. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, most Greeks that I've seen, they look just like us. They have some unique features that are very Greek, like the big nose and some parts of the upper part of the eyes. I mean, they're white, but they're not the same white as we are.
As they used to joke in Asterix when they had to carve a Greek person, they say, man, I can't deal with that profile here.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, whatever is mentioned here, some are darker, some are lighter from those groups. But yeah, people that scream racist, whatever, they always forget about other people because they're actually racist. And also they don't know that the white race has a variety of colors. It's not like completely white. There's whiter in terms of complexion. When you see like people from the UK, especially from that other part of UK. Where's that Sheamus guy from? Sheamus from WWE. Scotland.
No, Ireland.
Wales.
No, Ireland.
Is he Welsh? Welsh?
Is he Welsh?
I'm just naming off the
No,
United
I think he's
Kingdom.
from
I'm not sure where you guys are going.
Ireland. He's from
I'm
Ireland.
pretty sure
Yeah.
he's from Ireland.
And
Yeah.
he's pretty much white, yeah.
He's so much wider than us here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we have some complexion to the skin that's kind of like towards pinkish mixed with yellowish mixed with it's just beige basically, very light beige. But their skin, this guy, I mean Sheamus and that girl, Paige was her
I
name.
think it was Paige
from WWE. They're white as a board, like school board, a school board for drawing for writing.
Okay.
White, very white, like literally the color white. It's like their skin doesn't have blood underneath it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but people that are truly ignorant about those things, they don't know. They don't know. They think that's only black race, only white, and only yellow,
Yeah,
or whatever.
and that black people were everywhere because of dark skin and stuff like that.
That
Jesus
makes
Christ,
absolutely
yeah.
no sense. Okay,
No.
let's continue real quick to the next post, which is like the current post Basically, this guy says, I'm going to keep a project in the back of my head to use Stormcast models to kit bash into Celestial Alliance. They seem perfect. So Stormcast, those are basically warriors from the fantasy. And he can basically kit bash to make his own. I don't know. These are starting to look like freaking Custodes, and wow, Terminator armor. Oh, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I
Pretty
mean,
cool
fantasy
indeed,
armor
yeah.
is amazing. So if you watch fantasy, you will know about these guys. They're pretty cool. And Chainsaw here said, I've always envisioned a Kane Dubaku in older armor marks like a Mark II or Cataphracti Terminator armor. Let's see what it says here. So Chopper mastered the surviving Celestial Lion forces as a sign of honor. Helbrecht gave him an ancient suit of power armor dating back to the Great Crusade. That's cool. That's cool and all. I mean,
And they are inspired by African types.
Mm,
As you said. Alright.
something. I'm not a perfect.
So they do have it. I'm going to research that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
look, it's Logan.
yes, it's you. But okay, something is happening right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
You saw it here first.
okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to open
Okay.
actually. Oh, look, a cover from 2025. Feel free to post an official art of African. What is that?
Space Wolves?
Space Wolves, oh yes, of African Space Wolves from before DEI, SSG, and corporals getting money for pushing a woke agenda, something pre-2017. It can be from 5th when dark skin, which apparently means African, is mentioned. Or you can admit it's 2025 DEI. Because, I mean, he featured this post, so this is like a new novel, Kraken Blood, Mark Collins, by Mark Collins. I have never heard of it, but I guess it's new. This guy is obviously black for some reason. And this Talos Frosticoan wrote, oh, actually, that just means they're 10th white men, the 10th white man in question. George, that's not an argument.
That's not an argument. I mean, if you if that's a book from 2025, or after all those things that Chainsaw mentioned, then how is that an argument?
Is that's not an
Why
argument?
don't you find an argument why that?
That's exactly why Chainsaw said what he said, because this is just not a freaking argument. The Sea Wolves have existed since the 5th edition, bro. And Chainsaw says, okay, Dark Sea Wolves existed. Now, show me art from 5th edition that proves they were African.
Exactly.
Instead of, for example, Inuit, Indian, or any other dark-skinned people relative to other Fenrisians. Yeah.
Exactly. Show art from that 5th edition.
And here's the
And
picture.
again,
And again, here's the picture taken from the 5th edition Space Wolves Codex. So we already went through this.
Because those people don't know what dark skin means.
And Chainsaw says, cool, is it art? Or is it just text that every woke person and his dog has already used as a gotcha argument, despite the fact that dark skin in the English lexicon does not equal sub-Saharan black? Also, which part of Show Me Art from 5th edition did you not read?
Yeah.
Reading comprehension, guys, in today's time is abysmal. We already seen that, and I do have some gaming videos for the past 2 days about Larry and the AI usage of the studio in the games, and before that, the depravity that they showed in the trailer, whatever. People don't understand what I actually said.
No.
I said in the first 2 seconds of the video that I don't want the game to be censored. No, do not censor it. That is what I said. This is how the video starts, exactly because people will never get through the whole video to listen to me speaking, because they're gonna dismiss everything that I say right from the get-go. As soon as I start saying, oh no, this game showed this and that, but the meaning is philosophical, it's not about the game itself even, it's about what we accept. People don't hear anything. They didn't hear that I said don't censor the game. They said you wanna censor the game. I'm like, are you retarded? The answer is yes. You are. So reading comprehension or wanted to understand they don't want to understand. They don't want to comprehend. They
No.
don't. So I understand that and how Chainsword feels. If he becomes a YouTube creator someday, he's gonna see the worst comments in his life.
Absolutely.
You
Just
know.
like he's seen them here, those same guys are going to write under his videos.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what's common sense and what is not. That shit is out the window. People are retarded. That's what we're dealing with, unfortunately. Some
That
people
guy
are super
also
smart, but
That guy also follows up with a stupid answer, by the way. GW refused to make art of sea wolves. Maybe once every blue moon they will, but it physically doesn't exist lore about how the sea wolves being black since 5th edition is the best I can physically do. What?
what is this?
What the hell, man?
What is that?
What is that? Jesus
They
Christ.
can't even express themselves.
No, so he has no proof.
No.
There is no art, but that's the best I can. It says dark skin in that you prove nothing.
He just proved Chainsword point.
Exactly.
That there is nothing like
Yeah.
that. The fact that
Yeah.
GW doesn't want to do art or whatever, you don't have a proof. It doesn't matter the reason.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
matter. Right now, what we have is what we can go from. I mean, go on. What we can make our conclusion, which is dark skin doesn't equal black. That's the point. And then this person says dark skin in English literature pre 2010 means tanned, not black. Think Conan the Barbarian, not Oba.
Exactly.
Bro, just typing shit. Oh, really? Really? You're the one to say that. You're so dumb.
When he actually
It's
typed
so
so much
sad.
shit
It's
before
just
that.
sad
So
because this
just
is the
sad, yeah.
humanity that we have to deal with.
I can't wait for when you cut the video for the comments.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dante says again, you whiny bitch, just say the N word. Oh my god.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Chainsaw says, why? Does it change anything regarding my point? Or maybe you immigrant fuck just needs something to be mad about so you can say, ha! I knew he was racist. He used the bad word. Are you 5, bro? Oh, that's amazing, bro, Chainsaw. You should be a content creator, my guy. You're amazing. And Dante's like, so you're mad GW made a single planet, not a single ecology. And one that
They
has...
made a single planet. It's called freaking Fenris.
Yeah, what does
do
a
you
single
mean?
ecology
What ecology?
in this case?
They made a freaking planet called Fenris. It's basically, for how and stuff like that. It's cold. They don't recruit from other planets.
Yeah.
What?
And one that has a ton of active volcanoes so can be
But Jesus
tropical, seems weird, be normal. What? This is so
What
dumb.
do they jump in the volcanoes? You're not going to be black because of volcanoes there. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna continue
that's
with more
just
than gonna
retarded,
stop. Yeah.
Oh
So,
boy, oh boy.
Nathan Joyer says it's named Fenris. It's a Viking word with winters that last for years. Inuits that hunt krakens instead of whales makes sense. Inhabitable African just ruins the team. And not only that, they won't survive.
That
Again,
they won't survive. They won't survive
they're
there.
not made for that.
Yeah.
So you want African people to suffer or what? They don't get it. Okay, so we're done with this. It's gonna be like ongoing. If you want, you can totally follow Chainsword on X. If he becomes a
Absolutely, do it,
YouTube creator,
people,
that's gonna be awesome because he has a lot to say. Until then, I'm helping him out basically, and of course, I'm trying to bring the news forward. So this is awesome. But okay, now I wanna hear you, Tsunami. What do you think about this whole story?
Of course, I'm a 40K casual. I'm not going to pretend that I'm anything other than. However, I thought there are some really great points brought up in this. One of them, I'll go ahead and mention because the Archcast, the YouTuber, was brought up specifically. He did, I think, like a 12-minute video bringing up a lot of genetics and biology as to why this would not make fucking sense, no matter which direction you want to go with it. I like that several people throughout the threads were talking about Conan the Barbarian specifically. Robert E. Howard, who created Conan, is like a notable racist from his background, whatever. But yet, a lot of his protagonists in his stories were constantly referred to as swarthy, dusky, even dark-skinned, and or bronzed by the sun is the specific one used for Conan. And that's because he was wandering the deserts as this Northman that was fucking like doing that. Arch pointed out in his videos, sure, for some people that happen to be on the water, if there is a sun there on an ice planet, the sun is reflecting, thus making you tanner. So the Inuit argument that got brought up makes sense, but for you to try and turn this into like sub-Saharan African instead of Mediterranean at best is insane. And what's the point? There's already chapters that are black. Like, let the black chapters do black things, and this chapter be white. Like, it's not a big fucking deal. I don't know why everyone has to go ahead and fight. I saw another comment there that said, 30,000 years in the future, but everything has to look like modern day Chicago. Like, why? It's so stupid. That's all I got.
Exactly, yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let the Vikings be Vikings. Let the
Yeah.
African Astartes be African. That's it. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
respect both things. Respect both. Why don't you respect?
Yeah, if the Celestials
Stop.
were my favorite chapter, I wouldn't want a Viking inserted there or a white guy. No.
Yeah, this is all about respect, double standards, lack of respect, or whatever.
Exactly.
If it doesn't matter, then why do you put stuff
Why
in?
do you put
Why
stuff
do
if
you
it doesn't
add
matter?
things?
Yes. Yeah.
Why do you
It always
argue?
goes back to one thing. There's one race that's allowed to be attacked in the world. Everyone else is fucking gets a pass though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
have to understand eventually that this is an absolute. It's called being a hypocrite, and they don't know human history. They don't know that white people also were subjugated,
Yeah.
like we have.
Like we have. Yeah.
So, what the hell?
What the hell, man?
It's
Indeed.
ridiculous. And yes, it's called reverse racism, exactly.
Pretty much.
So, guys, please let me know what you think
Just
in
racism.
the comments. Yes, it's actually it's pure racism. But Elle Turner just said reverse. It's basically both things, but yeah, it's just racism. It fits all the definitions of that. Trying to discriminate other people for the color of their skin, which is not only the skin that's different, but it doesn't matter, still discriminating someone. Okay, so guys, let me know what you think in the comments. It's a very interesting topic. There's many Warhammer fans here that are from back in the day, like Chainsword, because he has been there when the universe was created. Newer fans like me who thinks like Chainsword, because I see the universe for what it is, and it should not be changed, should not be bent to the will of people that actually don't respect it. If you don't respect it the way that it is, and you want to put stuff in it that don't belong, if you want to put a part of codexes and interpret them to fit your agenda without that being objective and based on the real truths and actual facts, then you totally lost the plot and you lost all contact to reality, and Warhammer reality.
All the reality. Yeah.
And now, chat talk. We have to be quick.
Valkyrie Winter says Blood Angels and Space Wolves are white. Blood Angels are pale. Clinton says, but it doesn't have to make sense because inclusion. I can't even with these people. Valkyria says other chapters might have black people, but again, all Space Marines will look like their Primarch over the 1,000 years. Valkyria says I get so fired up with 40K. It's one of my games, lore, etc. I love. Valkyria says salamanders are ashen skin or dark because of their home world, which is volcanic death world. Plus they have red eyes, which I think is more the gene seed or just the home world. I can't remember on that. In White Dwarf, about 2017 to 2020, can't remember the date, they promoted trans color Space Marines that someone made. Games Workshop was heading this way all the way back then, too. Jeez. Clinton says they want to come with the same argument with quote-unquote proof that proves nothing at all, but still they will show the same proof over and over. No logic, no thought at all. It's just I'm right, I don't know why, but I'm right and you're wrong. Logic has left the building. True.
yeah. Basically that, yeah.
Yeah.
Valkyria continues, at times there isn't any point to keep going over the replies on X, you just lost brain cells. Worse is Blue Sky, I'm sure it would be a retard in seconds. Oh yeah, I saw a retard, or a Blue Sky thing on this one. Valkyria says I started off with Ultramarines because I love the Roman style, but as I grown up, I went to the Wolves as I love Vikings too. And over on the Superhero channel, we've got L. Turner in the house. What's up, my good people?
Hey.
Just joining in, I'll probably rewatch the stream from the beginning. I love your honest commentary. Tack Hazel in the house. Also, what's up, Tack Hazel? Vic Martino says, God forbid if we should have an all-white cast in anything anymore. But it's okay to have all-black cast, such a double standard. True. They cast that black actress as Valkyrie in those Thor movies, and the character is a blonde Viking female. Those idiots are so fucking retarded when it comes to race, and in reality, they're the fucking racist. True. I agree. Oh, good Lord, come on. And El Turner, yeah, no, I agree. It's pure racism, guys. That's just once they started with the reverse racism, they were already trying to open the door up for this kind of nonsense. It's just racism.
Mm-hmm.
El Turner says I'm black, so it's reverse. Okay, you got me there, El Turner. El Turner says I'm black, so it's reverse racism from my perspective.
From his
Well played,
perspective,
sir. Well played.
Yeah.
Good, good.
I agree with you, Empress and Logan, completely as usual. I don't care to see inclusion in game lore or comic lore if it's not accurate to the lore's intended depiction. Well said, sir.
Exactly.
Well said.
And we're all caught
Exactly
up.
well said, yeah.
Well said. And we, not we, but me, I do have one black woman that lives very close to me, and she has been in Bulgaria for many years. I'm not sure if she even comes from somewhere, or she even like born here, but she is super cool, awesome person,
Yeah.
and she speaks perfect Bulgarian.
Yeah.
But she has like zero issues existing here. Zero.
Yeah, zero.
Everybody loves and respects her because she's a great person. So although we, as white people, that seen like 10 black people in our lives, but now there are more because the other day we actually saw a bunch of sports people, like I think they were baseball players or whatever, walking around. So with that, I all of a sudden now I have maybe 15 people that I see
Yeah,
in person. But you know,
Really upping
usually,
those numbers.
what?
I said you're really upping those numbers. You went from
Yeah.
10 to
Indeed.
15.
I mean, that was literally like a sports team. All the guys were like 2 meters and more, like above 7 feet tall. So tall. But never mind. So despite the fact that we are not used to at all, not used to seeing black people here at all, and like really until last year, my count of black people that I have seen throughout my whole life, or maybe 5, 6, including her, there's some family here that's mixed. I see the family in the around where I live. There was one guy that was black, and he was in the class that was next to my class. I mean, we have groups. So group A, group B in school. He was in group B, which is not a different class, but it's the same grade. It's the same. So yeah, I knew him. He was kind of my friend. He was kind of my jerk. Jerk. He was kind of jerk growing up, but just like any normal
but
boy.
But he was your jerk.
Not my jerk. It was just on my tongue, but yeah, he was kind of a jerk. His name was very weird as well, but never mind. I mean, that even though we're not used to seeing black people here, they just have great lives here.
Yeah.
No problems. Nobody's like racist on the street. Nobody's racist anywhere. Nobody's doing nothing. They're just existing. They're just here. They work. They have
They work.
whatever
they
it
have
is.
families, yeah.
Maybe they're 20 tops. I don't know.
Maybe.
But okay, okay. Finishing with this. We don't have time at all.
We out of time, yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing so we can do a very short video about this?
Yeah.
So Tsunami, you're not gonna read anything.
Okay.
I'm just gonna talk about that very quickly. So we have the TGA Game of the Year winner disqualified from another award show from another award show over generative AI use. So basically what happened here is a long story, but yeah, long story short, the freaking amazing Expedition 33 was disqualified from Indie Game Awards of sorts because they found out that the developers used somewhere for something AI. It was probably for reference, it was nothing. All the game is made completely from the people, from the ground up. If AI was used, it was minimal at best, and just like what Larian, said, that maybe they use it for reference or whatever, just like they would use Google Image or something else.
Or a concept, yeah.
Yeah, but the actual AI is not featured in the game in terms of art or whatever, so that is for sure. But they still found it very logical to disqualify a whole game that is made by 30 or so people, outsourced or not. That is like the best game that we've seen for years. That's has so much heart and soul. They decided to disqualify all of that. That is pure quality and artistry on the screen, and so just pour. Oh my god, the heart and soul poured into it because of one tiny little somewhere they don't even know what usage of AI.
Yeah.
They don't even know. They don't even know. So how can you do this? How can you do this?
When it's actually the game is the epitome of indie game, and with the 30 people and what indie game can achieve.
No,
And
not only that, it's the epitome of human creation and
human
art.
creation, yes.
It's human, is the soul, is the whatever the soul contains, whatever we can create as human beings. It has meaning and substance. That is what we can do and what AI cannot do.
Yeah.
Is the epitome of that. Is the art really which comes from the soul, whether you believe in an actual soul or not. But this is what makes us human, what makes us special. If we can create, that's a creative energy, that's love, like by definition. So if you want to tell me that you're gonna dismiss this, which is the greatest gift of humanity, love and creation, and this and this is a game as well. So to do it in a game is even more, because some people dismiss games altogether as a format. They don't think that you should put so much effort in the game compared to something like a movie. But you should. Any creation should be like the best creation that you can make. That's how it should be. So they did it, and they wanna take all of that, dismiss it completely, and they gave the award to some like super bullshit game that seemed like a very virtue signaling, whatever crap, I don't know what, but whatever it is, I know that does not, I mean, that this game does not deserve anything. I know that these awards don't matter, and people are gonna say, well, these awards are small, who cares? It's yeah, okay, but it's the point that it has been made here. It is what is really bad and evil, because you are doing something that is wrong. It's wrong on principle. So the point is, it's on principle. It's not just because they're small or whatever. But they want to remove the biggest award of the year, even if it's from them, from a game that deserves it by all accounts, because they have an extreme view. And once again, we reached this part where we have a proof in real life how an extreme view can totally destroy objectivity and totally can just create a huge like evil bad example, because this is evil to do that to these people, even though it doesn't hurt their bottom line, even though it doesn't hurt their game. It still though conditions and brainwashes other people that are already so much against AI. They cannot see the nuance of AI. They cannot see that it can be used for good, just like any other tool that we ever invented.
Any
it can be
invention,
used,
really.
yeah, it can be used for good, and it can be used for bad things. Sure, of course, in the future, whatever. Right now, it's useful tool. Right now, we can only judge right now. It's a useful tool, and when it's used in this very balanced and nuanced way, just to help out where it could help, because previously we didn't had this at all, and now it could make some things go faster in terms of a process. It could give some slight ideas here and there to the people that work on the game, and they can then use it just to create their own original thoughts and their own original art for this. And now people that complained in my Larian video about their usage of AI had arguments like, oh, well, AI steals from so many artists, Gary. AI steals, so you're using something that's stealing. Oh, wait a minute. That's actually not true, because AI takes, okay, millions, billions, thousands, whatever, visuals from other places, from other artists, from the world, whatever, and then it creates something original with all of that information. And always what it spits out, it's something either it's horrible or it's very good, but it's uniquely distinctive, and it's not like anything else. If you want to say that AI steals, that you also have to say that for yourself, because if you are an artist, you're taking inspiration from the world, from other artists, and you use all of that knowledge and visuals to bring your vision to life. We all do this.
We all do that.
You haven't been born on this earth knowing everything. You need to see things. You need to see the world. You need to see elements of different structures, buildings, how they look like. You need to see heroes. You need to see armor, whatever. And then from all of that, your brain is going to give birth to something new and unique still. So that is what is going to make it brand new. But you have to know this information, and AI works the same way. It takes all the information that it knows and creates something totally unique that's based on your prompt and your ability and your understanding of working with this AI. So it still needs to be a lot of you before you can see any result that resembles what you actually want.
Yeah.
And this is going to get better. It's already actually better with the new Sora and whatever, that it spits out more accurate stuff that you want. It's still your vision that is coming to life through an instrument that's very, very, very advanced. So all those things about AI, how it steals art, well, a lot of artists don't agree with that now, because I also had comments from other artists. You know, one artist on the one side that are like, don't use AI because you can do everything by yourself. No, I can't do everything by myself. I'm going to need thousands of dollars to recreate some things that I want to create, all by the old methods. And the other artists that are actually using AI and still artists, they are like, man, I'm using AI because it helps my work, and I'm still the artist that does things. I'm still the one that can't do anything manually completely, and I will do it, but I need AI because it does help a little, just a little.
Yeah.
What, you
I mean-
still have to look Google then.
I mean,
What's the
by
difference?
by the logic of those people, then don't use a tablet to cover your things, because you can cover it by hand,
Yeah.
you know.
Why-
But the tablet makes things faster and better, right? Nobody covers by hand nowadays, right? Then let's not hold a pencil, because the pencil is a tool, and what to draw with fingers, because you do it yourself
Yeah.
again. And really, everybody was inspired by somewhere. Freaking Batman was inspired by several different characters before that, you know. But it's its own thing. It's a brand new product. It's a brand new character, you know. Everything, we all were inspired by the things that we like. You know, the creation of the superheroes was inspired by the strongman, you know, with the trunks and everything else, by Greek mythology, the statues. So nobody's just born and, you know, well, and now it's all my original thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for example, I created this lion because I made this. I created this lion from an actual lion, and then this was, I draw over it, whatever I did. I don't remember because it was years ago, and I did a vector lion. Sue me. I used an actual lion
How dare you.
from nature to
How
create
dare
this
you.
graphic
Yeah, how
here.
dare you.
Like, stupid. So just remember again, the moral of the story is all extremes are going to ruin us as a human race, and this is already happening in different mediums, and this is just another proof that extremes will lead to absolute degeneracy, and that's it.
Exactly. I mean, you might be a talented artist and not use AI and still use your talent to draw shit, I would say.
You can still draw shit.
You might be like James Gunn, let's say a talented director, you do shit.
Yeah,
You don't use that talent.
or if you don't
know.
use
So-
AI, you're gonna be an artist that could lose their job because you haven't learned to use AI.
Yeah.
Because they want humans, actually. They still want humans. Companies still want humans
Exactly.
for a lot of these things, if not all of those things, especially when it comes to good base studios like this one here of Expedition 33.
And again, you might be an artist, as you said, who didn't learn how to use a tablet and still draws with pencils and stuff like that. You're losing the job.
Yeah, you're using the job.
You're losing the job.
You gotta get to the time.
Even mangakas, you know, the manga artists, even they use tablets now. Nobody tells you have 2 weeks to draw the manga, man. So just do, with hands and everything. No, it's again a tablet. So you're using the tools at your disposal the best way. Can you use them for dumb things? Sure, but that depends on you. You know, as the Emperor said, every invention can be used for good and bad. We decide how to do that. You can use your phone to look up at great things and get inspiration. You can use it to watch porn.
Yeah, use your freaking brains, man, and stop
You know.
controlling everything and how
Yeah.
other people, should think and what to use and
Exactly.
whatever.
Yes.
Tonight, please let us know your thoughts, and yes, don't be like James Gunn. Hashtag don't be like James
Don't be
Gunn.
like James Gunn, yeah.
Just based on all on principle, this matters in all mediums. So thank you so much, dear Clayton. So Tsunabi, you're in.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have really hit on the points. I guess I'll just underline them. With technological advancements happen, and you need to go ahead and move with what's happening in the world. These kinds of people are the same people that make fun of old people for not understanding cell phones or how to handle their email and everything else, all at the same time are crying. And the reason why they're crying is this is the popular thing to do right now, because in the industry, they were seeing the writing on the wall. Their jobs are going to be up for grabs here shortly. AI is going to do a better job, much faster, more efficiently, and cheaper than hiring all these freak weirdos. And they're just complaining about it. I think Hypnotic put it really well. By next year, when this award show comes out, AI is already going to have taken tremendous leaps, let alone in 5 years from now. Everyone's going to go ahead and be doing it. And it's going to be a well-established thing across the industry, while most of these people are probably giving me fries at McDonald's, hopefully. So yeah, it's a thing. It's horrible that they did this to the studio, a little studio that who came out with an amazing project. But it's kind of the popular thing going on right now with the attacks against Larian and now, of course, these guys. One final thought, though, which I thought was very important. Both these studios admitted, hey, we did use AI as part of our creative process, but not for the actual game. And they got absolutely destroyed for telling the truth. This is going to force studios to lie about everything. No one will reveal anything that they've done, and it's going to cause a lot more trouble in the future.
Yeah, at least don't tell everybody that you used AI because of the stigma behind it.
Apparently, yeah.
For good reason, but at the same time, it's still a matter of misinformation and lack of knowledge and nuance in people. They just should have dig a bit more to
Hell,
understand.
the guys who made Yasuke the game, you made it with AI, nobody says a thing.
Yeah.
Pull out that game.
That's great.
So,
Great. Okay, so let's go to chat talk real quick because you're super late. And thank you so much, Jake Clayton, for the 50 czar. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so Valkyria says these people that write articles use AI, seems very hypocritical. Truth says clearly these virtuous people don't understand the use of artificial intelligence at all. Clinton says, indeed, like no artist ever took inspiration from other artists. It's just a ridiculous argument. Truth says you could say the same thing about search engines, that they steal information from other sources every time you use them. That logic would be dumb. Correct.
Yes.
Valkyria Winter says, I only use AI to make my characters for roleplay for a better visual reference. As times can be hard to describe at times, and I use it for my profile pics. Thank you again, Clinton, for the 50 czar. The Golda. All right, and then over on the superhero channel, we've got I don't care to see inclusion in game lore or comic lore if it's not accurate to the lore's depiction, says L. Turner. I'd never want to see a black Batman. He's my favorite superhero of all time. He agrees. Facts. Exactly. AI is great for helping articulate original ideas, but perhaps not so much when duplicating the ideas of others. You are preaching fire, and we are all caught up.
Awesome, guys. Okay. Hey, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I use all the time. Yeah, indeed.
yeah, indeed.
Okay, guys. So we have to.
Puppies are attacking too.
We have to really hurry up. Yeah, there's not enough time for the puppies, and we really have to go. And he has to go to work. And so thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments. If everything's okay, we're gonna be here again at the evening in 9 hours from now. 9, literally. So, Tsunami, thank you. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for the support from Dear Clayton and Corner Games. And this is amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Valkyria Winter being a member for 2 months. Oh, just thank you. So, love ya. Until next time with me, the 40K Empress, Goldie, obviously.
Obviously.
And Logan.
Yes.
Bye, Tsunami. Bye, Tsunami. Great work. Bye.
See you guys.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires. Plot twists like smoldering fires. But with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we ride.